What is going on, YouTube? It's Executive Orben, and today we have another discussion about the upcoming Star Wars game. And today we're going to be talking about multiplayer in Star Wars Battlefront. So when you think about the new Star Wars game, you picture a more advanced version of the old Battlefronts, but what about online? With online play such a huge part of games today, it's almost a necessity for a game to be successful. You have to have a fluid online experience, or the game just isn't going to have any longevity at all. GTA is an example of that. A lot of people play GTA for the campaign, but at the same time, the longevity wouldn't be nearly as good if it did not have the multiplayer aspect. And I'm kind of worried about where Battlefront is going and how they're going to make multiplayer fresh and enjoyable so people keep coming back to play the game months into its lifespan. Because I don't think that the bare bones spawn and go kill system that we've seen in previous Battlefronts is going to work in the upcoming game, especially today. There has to be a reason for people to keep coming back after the first couple of weeks in the game. And when you're developing for a game and for a universe that is as well known as Star Wars, there isn't a lot of room for innovation. They're binded by what people know about the Star Wars universe in the traditional Star Wars galaxy. So there isn't a lot of room for innovation. And so I'm curious to see how DICE is going to keep the game fresh, whether that be a rank up system. But with a rank up system, what would you unlock? Would you unlock more guns? Because in the Star Wars universe, there aren't different types of guns for infantry type units to use. All the stormtroopers, all the clones, all the droids, they use the same rifles, except if it maybe a different character uses different guns. So I guess maybe you could unlock new characters, different characters to use. I don't know. Would you unlock better vehicles? That's a possibility. Vehicle upgrades, weapon upgrades I would say weapons upgrades is, the most viable choice if there is going to be an upgrade system at all within Battlefront, because there just isn't a lot of customization in the Star Wars universe. And I'm not trying to say that Star Wars is a very bland experience. It's an immersive galaxy that has tons of different aspects to it, but when you're creating a combat type game with two armies going at it, the Star Wars universe, as far as the army goes, was, two manufactured armies, and manufactured armies that were manufactured uniformly. So all of the clones, stormtroopers, droids, they were all the same type. That just, in my mind, doesn't translate to a very customizable experience online. So, I'm kind of worried that multiplayer might be a very dry experience if they don't find a system that works or game modes that work. Now, for hardcore fans of Star Wars like myself, that won't be much of a problem. I can play single player in Galactic Conquest with my friends or myself for hours because I love Star Wars. But for fans who are just looking for a new game, Battlefront might run into longevity problems. Casual fans might get bored at the game and it won't attract a new fan base. And that's what I'm looking for with this game. I want this to create a community, a new community around Star Wars, not just a community that was passionate about the previous movies, the first 6 movies, because this fan base has to grow, the community has to grow. I want Star Wars to be a staple in the entertainment scene again. I don't want this to be a game that comes out and lasts us for 5 years. I want DICE and other companies to start making Star Wars titles yearly. And if you look at the type of game that DICE is making as a series, there is room for worry, because as casual fans that play DICE games like Battlefield play Battlefront and realize there isn't much depth to the game, this will be a one and done release that will have to satisfy Star Wars fans for years to come. So I hope DICE adds some depth to the game, because I'm tired of Star Wars going away. I'm just ready for it to be back. I'm ready for it to be a yearly thing. I'm ready for it to be a staple in the community again, as far as gaming goes, as far as movies go. I'm just ready. I want to see Star Wars games like Battlefront. I want to see open world games like a Star Wars universe type Rockstar game. If Rockstar made a Star Wars game set in the Star Wars universe, be it a bounty hunter game or a Jedi or a Sith game, just an RPG, that game would probably be, I would bet, if Rockstar were to create a type of game like a GTA in the Star Wars universe, where you could customize your character, work your way up in the galaxy, whether you're a bounty hunter. Bounty hunter would probably make the most sense and probably make for the most freedom. But if you were a bounty hunter and you had to work your way up in the galaxy and go to different planets and complete these bounties, that, in my opinion, could be one of the greatest video games of all time. But in order for these type of ideas and these type of games to come to fruition, we need Battlefront, the for all intents and purposes, the main game coming up for the Star Wars community. We need this to be a success, and so I really hope DICE creates an in-depth experience that keeps fans coming back, because if the longevity of this game is short-lived, then that is only going to spell trouble for Star Wars games that are going to be released in the future. So I hope DICE makes some game modes that keep people coming back, and I just hope that they create a game that people are going to want to play for a very long time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you love Star Wars and or liked the video, and I will see you next time.